Hey, welcome everybody to podcast number 37, presented by 5-Pin Universe. I'm your host, Karie Kreutz. We have the usuals here, Tim Wiseman, Dexter Wiseman, and Adam Weber. And a special guest this week is Karen Armstrong from Winnipeg, Manitoba. She is
Hello.
Masters singles champion and won the Manitoba Open a few years ago when it was still running. Everybody knows who she is. She's Karen effin Armstrong. You can buy a shirt, I do believe, if they're still selling.
There's still a few available.
So our first topic we'll bring up is in Alberta and Manitoba, and I'm sure more provinces if we ever talk to them about it. But the Masters was run. Tim Wiseman won one of the tournaments this past weekend. He finished second in the other. Adam finished third in both. Dexter finished fourth and fifth. And we don't need to talk about my display. And Karen finished second in hers in Manitoba. So how do you guys all feel about your Masters play so far?
Well, I'm extremely happy. So after just coming back from an injury and my league average not being so great so far, I'm extremely happy.
See, that's an absolute testament to like talking to people all the time. It's like, oh, I'm struggling in league. So they're not going to go play a tournament. Well, it's a totally different ballgame.
Absolutely.
Just complete change of mindset and focus and go play. Good for
Yep.
you. That's awesome. That's really good to hear. It's good to hear you coming back from that injury really quickly. Well, not
Thank
quickly,
you.
but coming back.
Well, yeah, I missed over half the season last year, so.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's really good to hear.
How close to 100%?
85.
Okay.
Because I work with carrying heavy boxes all the time too, right? So that's more of a workout for my arm all the time. So I just have to be careful.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we were just discussing before this started. You guys are doing 6 game sets this year, and that was a change based on cost effectiveness.
That is correct. Actually, they wanted to charge us by the hour instead of by the game.
Oh.
So they looked at it thinking it was going to end up costing a lot more. So they decided instead of charging more money to play, which you don't want to do that because you don't want people to be discouraged to play. They decided to go to 6 games this year.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll probably change back to next year. I think it'll go back to 8. We'll see.
How was the feeling after the first set? Were people happy with the 6 games, or were they wishing they had 2 more?
No, general consensus, I think everybody wanted 2 more.
Yeah.
Just doesn't feel the same.
But like I said, I'm okay with it for this year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Helps out your shoulder for sure.
That's right.
Anytime you could do whatever you can to get more people involved or stay involved, it's good. So, yeah, good way to be proactive.
Yeah, well, exactly correct, right? So.
Karen, who ended up winning your Masters out there?
Nadine Alblast won for the women.
Okay.
Yeah, and Shane Barry won for the men.
Awesome.
Good for them.
Yeah. I think Shane Barry was a little bit of a in-your-face kind of thing because he missed out last year. He needed anything but a head pin in the last frame of the last tournament to kick Jeff Bourne off the team, and he punched.
Really?
So he came back with a vengeance the first tournament this year to say, hey, in your faces, people.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good.
Sometimes that's all you need, right? That's
for
good.
Sure. Yeah.
Good for him.
Did you have good numbers coming out for participants?
Actually, we had 19 women this year, and that is the most I've seen in many years.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
We're still around about the 44 number for the tournament division. So that's about normal. Like we have a few people not playing this year that I normally played the last year, but
that's still really good though.
Yeah.
That's better than ours.
Was that right?
Yeah. I'm not sure why numbers are down a little bit. 6 or 7 people, somewhere around there.
Because it's 9,000 to make team. That's why.
So true with you guys, my lord.
Well, that and the tour, I think the tour really makes it tough, right? If you had a choice to make the money, and I think I don't know,
Absolutely.
I think it's a better viable option.
Just committing weekends.
I don't think that's what's hurt the numbers though. it's the same people playing all the tournaments that are showing up to play the Masters anyways.
Well,
yeah, some of them, except for like Vic. You know,
Yeah, Vic's
I think
between Open and Masters. It's not so much the Tour and Masters, right?
Yeah, well, he specifically said he was doing it to play more Tour events than Masters, because he has to pick and choose, because the kids are all in dance and different priorities, right? It's just a cost thing. So you go play the Tour, you have an opportunity to make some of that money back. But
yeah, absolutely. Money is definitely a thing. When my kids were little, when I should have been playing all the cash tournaments, I couldn't afford to go to all the cash tournaments. So I had to pick and choose the certain things that I could play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to choose the guaranteed money over the gambling of it. Maybe getting more, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and I think that's part of the reason why our numbers down are slightly this year. Anyways, it's just there seems to be a lot of people that are kind of in that in between age where there are different priorities, and that's just kind of the way it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Families happen and stuff like that happens. Right?
Yeah, and that's a much better priority than bowling.
Yeah, especially if you're married to someone who's not a bowler.
Yeah, but even if you are married or have kids with someone that is a bowler, that doesn't mean you get to go play either.
No, that's true, but you could be like the Wiltons and they take turns and works out pretty good for them.
Be like the Mapstones, and one gets to play Masters, the other one gets to play the Open, right?
Yeah, there's lots to do that too. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now that we have an Open again.
Yes.
Yeah. We're super excited about that.
Me too.
It's good. Absolutely. Canada was definitely missing out on a lot of our top bowlers with you guys not playing, so it's really good to have you guys back.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, because for the teams for nationals, we were only sending singles and a mixed team this year because they wanted to make sure that we were actually back.
Yeah.
So hopefully next year we can get back to a full contingent.
Fantastic.
You were part of the group that was able to bring that back to Winnipeg, correct?
Yes, I'm sitting on the board. The way we kind of worked it is we have someone running the youth challenge. That was Scott Barber, and that's already done. And then Jim Llewellyn is running the 220, and then I'm the one looking after the Open. And then we have a couple people spearheading it all and helping us all out. So
it's phenomenal.
What is the 220, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I don't know what is it. Interprovincial?
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. Just
they all have different names sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Is it 220? Is there like an average cap for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't be over 220 in your average to play in that one.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So, how many people do you think might be coming out to your Open? You think you got a lot of people interested, or?
Well, I know I already have 6 guaranteed people, as long as my arm holds out. But I'm thinking, I've heard a few people, so I'm hoping we can at least get to 20. And I know it's not a big number to get excited about, but when we're just coming back, if we could get 20, I'd be ecstatic.
Yep.
I think anything's better than nothing at this point, right? And
correct. And there's lots of people who still have some bad feelings in there, so they're not going to come out and play.
And you know what? I don't blame them necessarily. It takes time to heal things, and
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think having you have 20 people come out and you guys have a really solid year and everybody has a good time, that does a lot for healing.
Absolutely.
Right? So just gaining that trust back, and that's fantastic. That's good.
Let's hope it all works.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and you're still going to field a real quality group of individuals going to nationals too. So
yeah,
even
exactly.
though your numbers can be down, but quality's still there. It's really all that matters.
Exactly. Yeah.
How are you guys choosing your mixed team?
It's all star from the provincial.
So that team is going to be fantastic.
It should be.
Yeah.
We'll see who all plays. Like I said, a lot of people don't play both anymore, Masters and the Open. So
how much of an assessment is it for Masters for you guys?
250.
That's not okay.
That's okay.
No, it's not bad at all. The Open assessment will be 500.
500. Okay, that includes everything at provincials, or?
Yes, there's no assessment. Well, I guess there'd be a small assessment to go to national to provincials. You have to pay 2 nights hotel in Minnedosa, a very small town that only has 2 hotels. But I was trying to hope that we can go as many in a room as we can to keep that cost down. I'm trying to do this as the cheapest way we can.
Yeah.
Still, the cost doesn't become a thing for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We used to pay $500 to go to nationals before, so that hasn't changed. So if they're willing to pay it before, I'm hoping they're willing to still pay.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So are you guys sending like I'm trying to like, how does the Manitoba Open work now? Is there mixed teams, men's teams, all that kind of stuff, or?
No, this year we're just sending a men's team and a ladies team, and then everybody's playing against everybody. So women will be playing against men in the round robin part, because that part doesn't really mean anything per se really much anymore, right?
Okay.
So because it's all-star team. So unfortunately you have to go to provincial and bowl against the girls on your team or the men on your team, but that's just the way it's working for now. Yeah.
I didn't know that was okay. That's a different format for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything to get it back into the limelight.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah. We'll see what happens when they go to full contingent back, whether they do all-star or whether they'll go to zone. It's hard to say, because years ago we did do an all-star format, and every single team, the men's, the mixed, and the ladies, all finished 5th right out of the step ladder. That's what we did. And then it changed back the next year because nobody liked it.
I think it was 2010 or something like that. We played, and I think it was a year.
It was in Winnipeg.
Yeah,
that was
the year.
2010.
Yeah, that's the year we went.
Yeah, I mean, an all-star is great because you get the best bowlers from that weekend, but there's really something to be said for team camaraderie and just so playing with people that you play with all the time on a regular basis and are friends with really makes a big difference.
Big difference. And especially when you have that time at provincials to bond and, just work together to solidify, you don't really have that now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of everything coming back to Winnipeg, should we touch on the Winnipeg Open?
Sure. The Manitoba Open?
Yeah, the Manitoba Open. Yeah. Sorry, Manitoba Open. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm helping out with that. I'm not one of the spearheaders by means, but I just said I would help them out however I could. So we had a little meeting after this last weekend was our Masters Seniors thing. Our actual Masters tournament was 2 weekends ago, but we had our Masters Seniors where we bowl with the YBC senior and then a master bowls together, and it's all pins over average. But we had a little meeting after that, and there was about 6 of us. Aaron Allblast was there, and Chris Dewar, just some names that you don't really see a lot into the cash tournaments, but really want to help out and bring this thing back. So
fantastic. So you're looking on December 4th through 6th, correct? Of 2020.
Of 2020, yeah.
Awesome.
Did you guys have St. James,
format?
right?
Yes.
That's the Davini's place?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a format in mind at all?
Oh boy, you're gonna have to talk to Trevor about that one because I think it's a little extensive. They're talking about top 16 qualify, 17 through 40 something.
48, I think.
Yeah.
48 is it, and then they're gonna have a 1-game match, 17 versus 48, 18 versus 47 type of thing. 1-game match, and those winners from there will go on to Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, so the top 16 get a bye for the first round, basically.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the preliminary plan right now. You could go to Trevor's page on Facebook, and he'll have it all there for you.
Right next to your rule book corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
No, it's super exciting to have another cash tournament try and start up, and they've mentioned that they've wanted to be part of the WCBT, but
absolutely they do.
Yeah, as a lot of people know, especially coordinators that have been asking about starting tournaments and stuff, there is a few set rules that you got to meet first before the WCBT will include them in the grouping or whatever, but the WCBT is definitely behind any of this, and we'll be supporting anything we can. 5-Pin Universe will be supporting. We'll try and get as many people out there as we can.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, they're super pumped about it. I'll tell you that. Dwayne Gilardi's one of the ones that's going to be on the board as well, and Amanda and Trevor.
They've been
and-
huge supporters of everything out here. So, I think they're a really good choice to be involved in that, and that's going to be fantastic.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. They have a lot of good input, right? Because they're recent bowlers of all these cash tournaments, not like some of us who did them years ago, too,
Yeah,
right?
things are constantly evolving and changing and whatnot, and so
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm excited. I already have my plans and looking at flights for next year, and go.
You're gonna have those booked
Funny, I
before
always
your
watch
Regina
flights to
flights?
Edmonton constantly.
Yeah, I haven't booked those yet. I should do that soon too.
Usually end of November we book something like that. Yeah.
Christmas time.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Always watch for the sales. Always watching
Yeah.
for the sales.
Mind you, is there swoop or flare out to Winnipeg?
Yes.
So I mean,
yeah. Both of them.
that could be something.
It's like super cheap. It's like $117 round trip.
Yeah. Well, plus your baggage,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we have
Right? They
to?
charge you $33 each way or something like that.
Still.
Do we have to
It's
fly
not
out of
bad.
Calgary for that though?
Nope.
Or it
Edmonton.
flies out of Edmonton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's direct.
So
Oh,
we
I'm sure it is.
we should almost book the day before because you never know how those things cancel. Though,
Exactly.
right? So,
That is true. That's happened before.
Oh yeah.
yeah. That'd be Mike Herbert. Yeah.
Like over and over.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
I'm super excited. I've never played at St. James before, so yeah, I don't know what to expect with that, but it's gonna be quite awesome. I think.
It's scoring really well there this year too. The Friday night league that's there is an elite league, and their averaging is they have some really high averages there.
Right in Tim's wheelhouse. It'll be perfect.
Yeah. No.
Just make an adjustment, Tim.
That's tough. It's
Doesn't
tough.
need to when he shoots 23.5s everywhere he goes.
No.
Woo.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Until the 40s, right? So no big deal. And Masters turned out okay. Yeah.
Yeah, what were your scores at Masters, Tim, since it was 23.5, right, for one of them?
2368 and 2405. Yeah. Back to back. Yeah. Back to back.
Making cuts should be nothing for you.
I'm telling you what, next weekend, I have no idea what's going to come out of me. I want to tell you right now. I am Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde in my own center, so I don't even know. I have good days, I have bad days. I have days I can't slide properly. There's days I don't know. It's just, we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
That's bowling. You have good days, you have bad days.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
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 How's everything ramping up for TPC next week?
Overwhelming.
I'll be happy after tomorrow. That'll settle things down a little bit, but amazing. It's gonna be amazing.
I wish I could come.
Us too. But yeah, right now, Friday morning is full with a wait list. There's out of those people, I think we have 48 spots Friday morning. We have 49 people signed up, but 4 of those are re-entries from the newly announced Thursday morning shift because we just don't have spots for people. So we're adding in a tiny shift to try to create some space down the road. So right now we have probably about 16 people so far for Thursday morning shift, and then full Friday morning, full Friday afternoon with 64. Saturday, and that's 64 unique players. No re-entries are getting into that one. Saturday morning, we have it's full 64, and 42 of them are unique. So there's 22 that are rebuys at the moment, and we are prioritizing first shifts over rebuys until tomorrow afternoon. Once tomorrow is over, then if you sign up last minute, we've been pumping this out forever. If you sign up last minute, you've got to go to the bottom of the wait list. We want people to be able to, plan on being there and plan on being in a shift rather than getting bumped last minute for somebody who just decides to show up. So everybody knows when it is. Everybody's been aware of the situation. So it's honestly looking like I'd be surprised if we don't max out the shifts.
Wow, that's just awesome.
It's gonna be a lot of people. I think we have 173 unique people or 174 unique people.
Oh, that's really good then, right?
Yeah, that's
Super good.
That's massive.
Yeah.
We were looking at Collingwood numbers when we took it over. They only had like 84 unique players and 125 entries. So for us to double it in 10 years or 8 years, I think is pretty good. And that's testament of everybody, the tour itself, everything growing together, right? So
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. I just love hearing those kind of numbers.
yeah, it's yeah. There was some talk today about people being like, "Hey, you should put in a midnight shift." Like, we gotta sleep, man. We gotta sleep at some point.
You got more staff.
Yeah, that's what I said too. It's like, okay, we need to hire some people, and like, if we're gonna do that, staff it overnight. But who's gonna be there to do the stats for us?
Like,
We're gonna have to go get speed or something, you know? I don't know. Yeah.
I'm sure you guys don't get too much sleep as it is.
None.
No.
Like none. There was the one year I left at 5 a.m. from setting everything up Saturday night and came back at 7.
Oh,
like it's the nature of it.
no kidding.
That's when we decided to cap shifts.
Yeah.
Because we ran like 80 Saturday morning, then 80 Saturday afternoon, and then ran Constellation, and then Calcutta started at like 2 in the morning.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, so you cap at 64 now, so just 4 in a lane then, eh?
Yeah, for the morning, anyways. The afternoon is capped at 80.
Oh, okay.
well, save yourself a few hours. Just kill Consolation.
Yeah, I know.
At
have these
174
conversations.
unique players, you're gonna take one spot away from 120 of them, or 140 of them. That's
It's
I don't know.
just because Adam thinks he's top dog now. It doesn't matter about
he
that.
makes all the cuts,
He's
so he
bigger-
doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
bigger,
and
bigger
he
than
doesn't
the
have to
game,
be
right?
there to deal with the backlash either.
Yeah.
All correct points.
Yeah. Do you know those numbers went up as soon as they found Adam wasn't coming, eh? Like, it just corresponds.
Skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your whole no Weber weekend might not actually happen now, eh?
No, we like Rich and we like Stacy, so that's okay. Yeah.
It's still false advertising.
Well, isn't Rich a Sanderson now?
Yeah.
The hyphenated in there.
Oh, that's perfect.
No.
Actually, you know what? Let's put
Just
him in
take
there
it.
like that, sir. Let's put him like that in the system. And Stacy does listen to the podcast, so this is perfect.
Yeah.
Did Stacy play in Calgary?
No.
No.
No,
No, I think
was
she had to
injured.
work. Yeah. Or
Oh,
work
okay,
or
but
something.
she did join the tour this year, did she not? Because she won one of the spots, did she not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I was looking for her name. I'm like, I'm sure she won a spot, and her name's not even on here.
She played the Bakers on Friday night, and then just couldn't do it. Like she was shot by the end of it, and couldn't play Saturday. So that was
Oh,
it.
okay.
She signed up for TPC at least, so
Oh, good.
we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
excited.
I'm definitely sad to miss it, especially hearing some of those numbers that are out there.
Yeah.
Definitely wish you guys well. Hope everything runs really smooth. Everybody's gonna love the new lanes. New scoring system is beautiful. You guys put on a top-notch show, so
Thanks, Ben.
That
definitely
you
gonna
do.
miss it.
We'll text you after, Adam.
I probably won't read it. Few cervezas on the way.
Yeah.
At least he's honest.
Yeah. Yeah, he's nice. Yeah.
We were talking a little bit down in Calgary there, Adam. What did you say the numbers were for the autumn back in the day? Do you remember?
Oh, I have no idea. But I think
No.
somebody mentioned that at Chinook, because 32 lane house, they ran 2 shifts back to back, and I think they were 4s and 3s. So realistically, you're what, like 220, 240, something that's out.
Yeah. I know they got the 200 before, like in the 80s, but for
did they?
Yeah, back when it was still at Chinook. Yeah.
And I think that was the whole reason, if I remember correctly from Mark Miller, that was the reason they ended up jumping from 32 up to 40 for the cut as well, because of those numbers.
Correct.
They have a format that they could do that really easily.
True.
Right. That can fluctuate, however.
Well, you can jump up to 64.
I mean, we could.
If you play till Tuesday.
Yeah.
Autumn Open doesn't end till 10:30 at night, so you might as well let TPC run that late.
Well, I mean, if people run both sides, it could. And has.
That's what happened when Adam did, yeah.
The latest went was like 8:30, wasn't it?
The year I won running both sides and then lost in the B-side one in the finals, I didn't leave until after 10, for sure.
And you have to think about whether Adam's in there on both sides too, right?
Well, and that's the other thing, is that Gina was running both sides until like the fours.
Yeah.
So.
Because I was thinking when I ran both sides at Regina, I'm pretty sure we were done at like 8:30.
Yeah. It depends on who else is in there too, for sure.
Absolutely.
I every time I'd finish a match, I'd have like a solid 15 minutes to go grab a snack. So.
It's good for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm trying to think, even last year, because I was running both sides till the fours, and ended up I want to say we got out of there about 9:30 or 10.
Yeah.
By the time we got out of there, so.
This year it'd be about 7:30. Yeah.
Yeah, if people are running both sides, 7:30. If they're not, probably 4.
Imagine this format without doubling up the first two matches, like they did in the past.
Yeah.
Add another 2 hours.
Yeah. And Dexter, that was the other thing. When you ran both sides of Collingwood, they only did one match at a time. They didn't double it up.
Yeah, but then we'd have to wait the time period in between.
No, but there's more time with that way.
No, it's exactly the same.
Well,
I mean, you play your single. Yeah, you play your one match, and then you play the 16s, and then you do the other 16, or the 32s. You do the other 32s. It's all the same. The top qualifier got to choose whether they played at 9 or at 10.
Yeah.
But it was all the same. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You could be like the old KG and go do your constellation at a different house.
We were discussing that today too.
We talked about that today.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they used to go over to Eastview, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
To run your constellation.
We talked about it today, and then Dexter's like, "Well, we got to get rid of Constellation." Every year we fight about this. You're completely right.
Yeah, we wouldn't be getting, if we did that, we wouldn't be getting rid of Constellation, but you'd be getting rid of 32nd spot in it. It would just be a separate individual tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We probably had to pay more lions out of it, and we had to do a bunch of other stuff with it.
And we'll probably talk again a little bit and then do nothing. Like we've done every year for the last 3 years.
Guys, there's an easy solution to this. You just build more lanes.
All right.
Simple.
Derek Gall's credit card, right?
Yeah, Derek Gall's credit card.
Yeah, he's basically financed the tour this year so far, so he signed up for 5 shifts.
Yeah, he is. He is literally signed up for all 5 shifts now. He's probably only going to get into 3, but he signed up for all 5.
and $1,000. So we'll see how that works out for him.
That's my horse.
Yeah, he's committed.
Were you able to get those tax receipts off to him there, Karie?
Oh yeah. He's ready to go.
Taxable donation.
Yeah.
We ran the invitational draw again this year, and I got stuck playing Derek again. Of all people, we're facing each other again. So I don't know. Maybe after a couple weeks, our Thursday night team might have to disband. Probably. So he's gonna have issues with it either way.
I don't know. I mean, I faced Karie a bunch of times that we have yet to disband, and I'm sure if he was playing this year, we would have found a way of playing each other again.
Probably.
It just sort of seems to happen.
And it's all random. You can't argue with it. It's random.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's how you draw them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see the Danny Barry Mark Miller match. If I was watching, I think that'd be the cool one. I think they're pretty close together, and I think it'd be exciting. That one.
Well, that'll be the one we live stream on TPC's Facebook page then. Thanks,
Yep.
Tim. You picked it right out. We'll live
13
stream that
and
one.
14, yeah. 13 and 14, yeah. Yeah.
They don't even have to do the poll this year.
Nope.
No, I think that's the best one. Taylor Michelle
Should be really good.
messaged me and he said, I hope I win my $1,000 back. I haven't told the wife yet. So
Hopefully she doesn't listen to the podcast.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Gonna know now.
I'm super excited that we have a lady playing in it too. Jen's going to play in it, so I'm excited about it. She put her $1,000 in there, and I think that would be cool. And
Good for
there's
her.
some, I think there's some really good players in it, obviously. So it's exciting.
I don't know. I'm just cheering for Ryland. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly who he's playing, but
And
I
he's put
think he's going to
playing
win his
a
first
match.
round match anyways.
no sponsors.
No sponsor.
Really?
And not even Dad's money. Like, he put in his $1,000 himself.
And he got drawn Mitch. Yeah.
He'll beat Mitch.
Oh,
Hey, my motto when I started this getting competitive was anybody can beat anybody on any given day.
Absolutely.
So-
absolutely.
Kid's got so much talent. Mitch
does.
is obviously going to be a really tough match for him, but I know there is a little bit of history there. Mitch does kind of seem to have his number as of late, but that should be a fun match to watch as well.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you have to put your money in play in order to get experience sometimes, right? And I think
Absolutely.
Riley can obviously beat him. I think so.
Yeah. How do you get better?
Gotta play against the best.
Yeah.
We just
Yes.
gotta make sure that Mitch doesn't
Exactly.
break his hand, and then he'll be easier to beat.
That'd be perfect for fantasy. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Mitch, break your hand, Mitch.
It's guaranteed second place.
Exactly. Exactly.
I still think he beat you in the final if his hand was working okay.
Doubtful.
That was quick.
I guess we'll never know.
Yeah.
So Karen, we have a spot on the show where we ask our special guests a few questions. So your bowling mentor growing up?
Ooh, well, when I first started getting into it, I have to say it was Sandy Anderson. I emulated her a lot.
And obviously played a lot
Even
of
though,
nationals.
even
with
though
her.
she's not that much older than me, she started playing competitively a lot earlier than I did. I didn't start till I was 25. She started right out of YBC.
Right.
So
Fair enough. How many? This may be an unfair question because you probably don't know, but how many nationals have you played together?
oh, I don't know, but it's quite a few.
More than you can count on your fingers and toes?
No, you could probably use the fingers and toes because I've been to 20 Open Nationals and fingers crossed it's my 20th, hopefully for Masters this year. So,
Wow.
so yeah.
Awesome. What's your favorite tournament?
Oh, my favorite tournament? Well, when I had to choose before between the Open and Masters, I chose the Open. But now I think I choose Masters. And I would play in more cash tournaments if I could.
Right. Do you have a toughest match or your favorite match that's on the top of your head?
So toughest match is in who can I never beat?
Or maybe the toughest match that you ended up winning?
That would be Gino Zebarth. Manitoba Open the year I won. I had a huge first game, and that guy just picked and almost came back and got me, but he didn't. I even have him written in my resume, like, beat Gino Zebarth, Manitoba Open.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So what's in your arsenal?
Oh, I have a few, but I just bought some more Starlines last year when I was in Red Deer, even though I wasn't playing. I just couldn't pass up on the price of them because I loved them. But I keep on going back to my sparkly Starlines. I have Aramis, I have Paramounts, but I keep going back to my sparkly star lines.
Well, they've gotten you very many titles, so they're not a bad bowling ball.
Yeah, that's why they're Old Faithful.
Like
I hear you.
Adam and his blue star lines.
Gotta love star lines.
Very good ball.
Ooh. What was that?
Something upstairs.
Wasn't me.
So do you have anything left on your bucket list you want to accomplish?
Well, I got the one I didn't have, and I got it just when Masters was in Winnipeg. Was it 2015?
Yeah.
I did not have a ladies team Masters, and we finally won that year. So that's the one I wanted. But I'll take any other cash tournament win.
For sure.
It's getting harder though as I'm getting older.
I think it's just getting harder in general. There's just too many people to wade through.
Sorry, guys.
No worries.
That's all right.
Told me that was going to happen.
I just thought Tim was talking again.
It's usually all I
Alright.
hear.
Just thinking, hey, go outside. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
All right, I'll go outside. Yeah.
There we go. They can bark outside for a while now. I have one kid home with me, but he's got earphones in and playing Fortnite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, anything else anybody else wants to talk about?
Well, actually, Karen, I'm actually interested. Why didn't you start playing earlier in competitive? Why 25?
Well, I joined the ladies league on Tuesdays, and I wasn't having that much fun with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I never quit bowling altogether. I still played every year and played in different leagues and stuff like that. I was playing volleyball then, and I wasn't into playing competitively. And then finally one year I just said, okay, I think I want to try now. So it was 1992. I decided to start taking my bowling a little more seriously in leagues so I could get better. And that year I made Open Nationals, National Classified, and TSN.
Holy cow.
Wow.
That's a good start.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just like, it's something interesting because Gino started really late. I mean, considering, he played in high school, you said, but he started late. Giggy didn't start until he was 18, 19, right? So Bruce really didn't start until he was in university or past that. So it's interesting to see a lot of these people are really successful over the years. If those people are listening, doesn't mean that if you don't have a YBC career or you haven't been decided you want to pick up competitively a little bit later, it's never too late to get started, right? So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I played a lot of baseball back when I was younger too, so I was doing that plus volleyball. So just kind of had different priorities at the time.
yeah, that's fair.
And I got married when I was 23, so I had that.
Yeah, no, that's cool though. It's a good story though. So
Was there anything in particular that dragged you into it?
No, I knew I've always wanted to play because I went to YBC Nationals 3 times, and I'm a competitive person. It doesn't matter what sport I'm playing or what I'm doing, I'm competitive.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, I just decided that I wanted to try and get better.
We do this with some of our guests too.
It worked out.
But is there a certain people or anyone that you haven't played with on a team that you would like to?
From Manitoba?
From wherever.
From wherever. Yeah, Shauna. Shauna Bree,
Yeah.
Leonese.
That was easy.
I can never say her name right, by the way. That's an easy question, yeah. And I love Tracy Smith, too, as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
How did everything go at the Hall of Fame ceremony? How was that experience for you last year?
Oh, that was unbelievable. I tell you, it was awesome. Just going there and getting to watch the whole time and do what I wanted when I wanted, and being able to watch, and I think that's what got the fire going back in me to get the Open going again in Winnipeg. I think that's what the fire was that got me going. But I enjoyed the whole thing. I'm so glad we all went to BC and got to experience it all as it was happening. It was great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I never had the opportunity to meet Dylas, but obviously that was pretty hard, special for you guys, right? So,
Oh yeah.
to bring her out there, yeah.
Oh yeah. No, we had talked to Dylas after we found out, and she's like, "So are you guys thinking about going?" I said, "Dylas," I said, "You read my mind. We were just talking about it." So, and I was actually just at Dylas's house today. So.
Awesome.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah. She was buying some Grey Cup tickets off of me. So. I said, "I'll come to you, Dylas. I'll come to your house. Don't worry."
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I just remember from when Lynn walked up and saw her and he was just bawling. I remember how much that meant to him.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, Lynn was a mess.
He was a mess.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah.
He wears his emotions on his sleeve.
That he does.
But that's not a bad thing at all.
Absolutely not. My brother's the same way.
So good.
So is there anything that you think we could do to improve the sport?
Yeah. How about we all start getting along, all the associations? Because right now in Manitoba, that part does not happen here. So my goal and Amanda Deviney's goal is for all of us to start getting along again to make this sport even better and stronger. So we'll see how that goes. But all associations, YBC, Masters, M5, and proprietors, like we all need to work together again, and it just isn't happening here right now. So
Yeah, there needs to be good communication. Yeah.
Which is good, because with me being on the W5 board and playing Masters, I think that part will come back together pretty good. Because, like I can talk openly to everybody who's on the Masters board, and they can come talk to me. So I think that's pretty good that way. So we can just get everybody else involved. It would be great.
Yeah.
I think with yourself, I think, Karen, that people respect you and you're an honest person. So that just kind of translates, I think, really well, right? I just think you speak, people listen, right? It just kind of goes hand in hand with that. I know Manitoba especially has had some really tough times, and it wasn't just last 5 years; it's been longer than that. I think.
Oh
right?
yeah,
so,
yeah, absolutely, it has been. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's a positive step forward, and it's great that that Jimmy's doing the IP or the interprovincials, that version, because it means proprietors stepping in and trying to help that portion out too, right?
Yeah, and he's a good input for us too, right? He helps us out quite a bit, so it's good input for us with him. And
Scotty being part of your challenge, I think that's phenomenal as well.
Yeah, really good. And he's coming, and he's back to bowling, by the way. He's supposed to. He hasn't come back to league yet because he's coaching the Bisons, right? Yeah. So, and I believe they are still playing, so he hasn't been able to come yet. But he is actually in a league this year, and that's his first time in quite a few years.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's really
good.
What's the status on Rob Shannon?
He's bowling. This is his second year being back in our league. He's bowled the Tuesday men's league at Dakota for a few years now, but I thought we might have had it. He said he might come and join Masters this year, so we'll see. He already missed the first tournament, but he bowled on the weekend in the Masters senior event. So he said I might start playing, so we'll see. I would really hope so.
Yeah, he's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was good to see him. We missed seeing him around all the cash tournaments and stuff too. So it was nice when he showed up those couple of years there.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we didn't play,
yeah,
him showing up is a good sign that I think give it time, he'll be there.
I'm not sure exactly what went down when he decided to take a break, but it was about was it 8 to 10 year break before he started playing again?
Yeah, and
he's just way too good to take that kind of break.
Yeah. Amongst the absolute best.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I bowled in a tournament with him there, I always tried to keep up with him, because then I knew I was doing okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
He was one of my coaches at bowling school.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There
Just
you go.
always loved just chatting with him. And just like one of the most positive people.
Yeah. He's definitely good guy. I've been friends with Robert. Actually, it's too bad I don't have that picture handy, but my first year I met Robert, I was 1985 YBC Nationals, and he was a bantam and I was a senior, and I'm on my knees. Yeah.
What did his hair look like then?
Just a little curly on top, you know.
Full Timberlake.
Yeah, Timberlake.
Yeah, kind of.
That's a compliment there for him, Adam.
For sure.
I'm all about compliments on this podcast.
First cash term I ever went to was in Calgary, outside Edmonton, and Robbie was there, and I think we're in Toppler, and I think we're watching. I think it's 3 and 4. That's when Wes Payne shot his perfect game down there.
Yeah.
And all I remember is that I just turned 18. I had a few wobbly pops in me. He had his few wobbly pops, and he looked at me and he started shaking me after 11. He's like, if he's gonna throw a perfect game, we're getting arrested tonight. That's all I remember. and then I never saw Robbie for the rest of the night, so I don't know what happened.
Guess who Wes threw that perfect game against?
He was against you?
This guy. Yep.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah, I remember that. It was
at least one person remembers, Adam?
Yeah. I think it was on one. I think it was on 1-2 actually.
It was it's on that end, that corner.
Yeah.
Totally.
And Wes is actually spared in our league a couple times this year too.
Really?
All right.
Yeah, he hasn't bowled for a number of years either. He moved out east for a while.
Yeah.
I believe it's out east,
Yeah.
and now he's back in Winnipeg, and he's spared a few times. So I worked on him to try to get him to join the league, but but at least he's sparing, so it's something.
Yeah.
There's a guy full of talent. I guess he was super good. Yeah,
and a super good guy, like a really nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome to see a lot of the old Winnipeg faces coming back and playing more often and stuff like that. Hopefully it turns into something, especially with the Manitoba Open coming around in a year, right?
Exactly. Yep. And we need the local support for this to work, because that's why it ultimately ended up dying, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Back in, what is it? How many years has it been? 7 years now since it died. And the reason it died is because we had no local support.
Yeah.
We needed the local support. We have lots of new younger bowlers now, though. So I think we'll be better this year. This time.
Yeah. That is definitely always the biggest thing, because I mean, we'll go anywhere to play. Go anywhere to play. But I mean, it was the same thing that like kind of happened with Scottsdale too. Is eventually it became like we would all go out and play, but then it's us facing each other in a different province, and it just didn't make any sense. But no,
that's right.
You know what? Listening to all of this is making me excited, so I can only imagine what it does for you guys out there. I think we should be a lot better this time round. Like I said, lots of new young blood out there now. So look at how many numbers you're getting in all the tournaments out there. And I think that's because we have so many young players now. Yeah. And with it being at the Davini's place, I think that, they're excited and they're ambitious with it too.
Yeah.
So I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, we're actually holding one of our open qualifying shifts at St. James, because Mike has always been a really good supporter of the Winnipeg 5-pin and the Masters. He's one of the proprietors that we can always count on for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Me too.
So
speaking.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Karie. Go ahead.
So Karen, I know you were speaking about your injury and stuff like that. Is there any plans to play a cash tournament maybe next year, like Regina?
I'm
or
hoping
Red Deer?
I'm hoping for Red Deer.
Oh, okay.
That's my plan. This year, I'm hoping the hopes and wishes, right? Of course, because you have to qualify for the other ones still. But my hopes and wishes are Masters, Open, and Red Deer.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm making sure I keep getting lazy every once in a while and not getting to the gym, but I started back again. So as long as I can keep that up, we can keep strengthening my arm.
Perfect.
Can't wait to have you back out.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I would really like to come to TPC. I'm probably not going to play in Regina, but I'm probably going to come because I have to see everybody. And it's only a 5.5 hour drive, so why not?
Yeah. And that's a good one if you're gonna socialize.
Yeah.
Like that's a really good one to socialize.
Yeah, because there's so many people there, right?
So many people in such a
nobody has anywhere to go. So
area. Yeah. I mean, Regina is isolated enough, and then you're stuck there too. So yeah, it's awesome.
So I was talking with Bobby Kite earlier this week, and he had a question that he wanted to pose to us, and actually having Karen on is kind of perfect for it. Is just has anybody on the podcast dealt with significant injury and had to play through injury, and some of the mental and physical challenges of trying to play through it? And Bobby ended up somehow playing Masters a couple weekends ago. Played much better than I expected on a bum knee, and got through it. I know the Sunday is probably a keeper for him.
Yeah, he played really well.
And how was he feeling after the weekend?
I think he's sore, and I know he's definitely doing some acupuncture today even on it. But overall, probably better than expected.
Yeah.
Does he know exactly what's wrong with his knee, or?
He has a strained MCL.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's not torn or anything like that, so he just needs to actually rest it at some point.
Oh, okay.
Hard as a postal worker when you're walking every day.
Yeah,
true.
He's on light duties though.
So he's not delivering right now, then.
I think he's doing half routes.
Oh.
Or something like that. Yeah, something like that.
He hurt himself at work. If anybody, he hurt himself at work.
No, sure.
Oh, okay.
I played through one significant injury, and that was Red Deer 2 years ago, where
your ankle.
I destroyed my ankle like on the Tuesday. I couldn't walk Tuesday night. I couldn't walk all day Wednesday. I could barely walk Thursday. I was on crutches, and then Friday I went down. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play, and I ended up bowling half my frames off the left foot and half the frames off my right foot, and I shot 1,800, and I beat Evan Lecoussier. I will remember that. And I got the best compliment ever from Bruce Mortar, who was like, I don't think that's an adjustment I can make. And I was like, a good day. So
I don't think there's too many people that can make that adjustment.
it was actually okay. It wasn't terrible. So I mean, 1,800 isn't a great score, but it could have been much worse.
And it's not horrible.
Have you ever watched those people that throw off the wrong foot, as they say, off the wrong foot? But there's so many. How many of them were so good?
Pederitis,
There's some merit
Brendan
to it.
Campbell.
Yeah.
It's really hard to drop your shoulder when you do it.
Right?
So,
from Ontario, Matt just won the Open 2 years ago.
Matt Innes.
Yeah.
And this is somebody that nobody will know, but it's kind of worth mentioning. We have a Special Olympics athlete that bowls in Sherwood Park. He bowls in like 3 leagues. Well, he bowls in the Special Olympics league. He bowls in an adult league on Monday nights as well, and then he bowls us with Robin Hood throughout the daytime. He's averaging like 258 this year.
Wow.
And he bowls off the wrong foot.
Wow.
And he shot a 930 triple a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he turned down John Stone's Lane High. Everybody listen to that. Yeah.
Just phenomenal.
Yeah.
He shoots rockets. He shoots harder than Adam does. Like he just shoots rockets.
Yeah, and just gets up, I should video him one day so you could see, but he just gets up, grabs the ball, rips it off the wrong foot.
Sounds like he should be playing the TPC.
We thought about it, but he's tough.
There's some other challenges too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure with a crowd of people, maybe that has something to do with it too and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, he likes his women, so you know.
But you know what? There's some bowlers that are coming out that are already like that anyways.
Not mentioning any names though.
Man.
So to help Bobby out, how did you get through that? Like, what was the mental process to make those adjustments? Was there any physical? Obviously, there's physical issues with it too. Yeah.
What did I do? Well, I basically wrapped it up. Well, I just got like the hardest splint. I don't know. Support that I could get for it. It basically just like made it so it didn't move at all. It was the equivalent of putting on a boot, and then just went really slow. And the Wednesday before, I tried to throw a few balls off the other foot to see what happens, and the timing was okay. You know, you pick up a few things here and there, but like the timing was still okay. And then I drank.
A little bit of pain medication.
Yeah. It helps, that's for sure.
Well, there's lots of old people that actually use alcohol as pain medication. I can tell you that for fact.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's hard, especially in bowling, with a leg injury and stuff, to get through, to stay competitive with an injury to your leg, or even like to your throwing shoulder too, right? Or your back.
Oh, yeah.
Or like bowling takes so much. So if you can get through the pain, it's just mentally staying focused, I think, is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's the trust back, because I mean, about 10 years ago I had a slip disc and I didn't even know about it for a couple months, and so I was playing in that pain, and then all of a sudden I had to take the rest of the year off, and you come back and you just don't trust it. You don't feel like you can be as aggressive anymore, and and it takes a while to get that back. So I think
absolutely the confidence in that. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's the toughest part, right? So for me, now I'm in peak physical condition, so I don't have to worry about that stuff, right? So we're good.
Now all your discs are floating.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Thanks, Adam.
Rehab for people that have injuries. Go see your doctor. Go see a physiotherapist.
Lots of physiotherapy.
And as much as we're all competitive and stubborn people, actually take the time to rest it and have it heal properly. I still have problems with that ankle every time I bowl because I didn't. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, my shoulder was bugging me before I tore my bicep, and because when I started physiotherapy, my physiotherapist said to me, "I think your shoulder's worse than your actual bicep is." But I was actually using my other hand to help bring the ball up to get into position. That's how sore it was, and then finally it just gave out on me. So, because I just kept going and going and going, anyways, right? Even though you had pain. So, and then I had no choice but to stop this time. So
So, for the people out there, the advice is take care of yourself. Lord Johnstone.
But it's his other arm this time.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah.
Still lots of pain.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it still limits his motion. He needs to go take care of it. We worry about the guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's really quite like a set time frame on it either, right? To get that trust. I'm still watching Rob Wilson kind of get over that, right? I think for the most part, I think he's mentally over the injury, but he's never been able to mentally get back to that point where he was before the injury, because he was an up and comer at that point, right? Shining star potential, and then all of a sudden just slapped in the face. And kudos to him for continuing to push and get out there and play all these events and try to battle through it. And I truly think at some point everything will just kind of connect, and then he will get back to that time. But
it will Friday night at the TPC. It's all gonna click together, Robbie.
Here's
you guys
hoping.
playing doubles?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm a doubles champion, so I gotta keep going back.
Doesn't he finish 33rd a lot?
Yeah. So you're gonna be 57th.
32nd.
Actually, 33rd he'd be happy with, I think.
Well, he'll be 33rd 33rd if you don't end up using the consolation for 32.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Guaranteed 33rd. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did he make the cut in Calgary?
No.
Pardon?
No, he didn't make the cut in Calgary?
No.
No, he struggled.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
He that year in Regina, or the second year in Regina, when he missed that one spot again, for sure everybody thought he was in. He shot 22.04 or something, wasn't it? And we're like, oh yeah, you're good.
And
No.
and then he was 32nd in Red Deer. Remember that?
Yeah.
To you.
Oh, it was awesome. I felt so good about it too. He texted me, "Who won?" I was like, "Me." He's like, and I can't tell you what he told me, but yeah,
I do feel bad for the guy. He's like the nicest guy alive.
he's awesome. He's one of the best. Yes, for sure.
And
Stop pumping
he
his
can play.
tires.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he can play. He doesn't have a whole ton of moving parts. Like it's pretty simplistic. It'll come.
All confidence.
Yeah.
Because he comes out and he shoots, lights out the first 5 or 6 of almost every single shift he plays, or at least cut line through those first 5 games, and then just something doesn't connect. It's really weird, and it's a big mental hurdle, and I think he just has to make that next cut. Once he makes that next cut, I think it goes away, right? You'll lift all that pressure off the shoulders and go.
Yeah, you gotta continue to think about execution and not what you need for a score. Just keep throwing the ball the same way, and I think that's the biggest thing, is just trying to keep your head in the same spot.
Yeah, one ball at a time, one frame at a time.
Yep, exactly.
That's what Doug Wood taught me a long time ago, and I actually went with that one for a long time.
Yep.
Makes total sense.
That's all you can do.
Yep.
All right,
Well,
guys.
I gotta give a shout out to you guys about our talk on the last podcast with Mitch, because we were talking a little bit just about the breathing and try to get some of those nerves out and all that type of stuff. And so I did try to kind of force that nervous energy outside of the body type thing. So I felt it go way beyond my elbows, which is really good. And then, but I actually tried to force it down through my feet, and I could actually feel just whatever the mental issue there. I could actually feel that energy leave the feet, and then all of a sudden my chest was calm. So I wanted to thank you guys for that little tip. I used it a couple weeks ago, and it definitely works.
Should have never
Excellent.
even gave that.
We
to
should
you.
have never have said that.
No.
Yeah.
Anything else you got?
He's got a month and a half to think about this, so let's just let him have it.
I'm not throwing another ball for like 6 weeks. I can't wait.
How were your elbows at Masters there, Tim?
On fire.
There it is.
All right.
Got to send a shout out to Jeff Young on his perfect.
Yes.
yesterday as well.
Jeff Young,
And
perfect game.
14 for 4.
Friend of the podcast.
It's in his
And
own
that was
house.
his third
so
one, wasn't it? Wasn't that his third perfect game too?
I believe
That
so,
was
yeah.
his third.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Karie. It is his own house, but it's still phenomenal. But they did just they literally put the black bases
Black
on
base.
the night before. So now they're running 17 inches and black bases. And he messaged me being like, I imagine this is what Bonnie Doon is like.
Yep.
Literally what he said. But
We
still,
all want to know
phenomenal
what
ball.
Bonnie Doon is like.
Yeah, same setup now. Instant results.
And Karen, your KFA shirts. If anybody wants to purchase, what's it for, and where can they get them?
Well, they're in support of the Winnipeg 5-Pin Association. So any of the money that was raised is all going towards the Winnipeg 5-Pin. So we raised $559 towards that. And Ken bought a few extra shirts just so we could have some leftovers. So I'm going to get it out on Facebook that, that there's still a few shirts left over and stuff like that. But they're $28.
Awesome.
Excellent. Great idea.
Yeah,
And best nickname on tour.
You know who actually gave me that KFA acronym there?
Who?
I think pretty sure it was Mike Tweedy.
Oh, could be. Yeah.
Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he was the original one that came up with KFA.
That sounds accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but that sounds plausible.
I'm sure he'll comment on the podcast on Facebook and he'll let us know.
I'm sure he was.
Yeah.
All right.
He also bought some Grey Cup tickets from me yesterday.
Oh, really?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did you go to his house too?
I did not.
That'd be a long drive.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry to keep cutting you guys off, but we've reached our limit. Karen, thank you very much for coming out and indulging us with all your stories and your insights, because you are a legend in this sport and we love having you on.
Thank you very much, guys. It was. I'm sorry I put you off a couple times there too,
That's okay.
but
That's okay.
I'm finally here.
It was awesome.
Thank you for everything. Thanks for it all.
Such a pleasure. Thank you very much.
And thanks for the words of advice at Nationals this year too.
You bet.
Awesome.
Always there for you. I'm always there if you need me.
Thanks a ton, Karen.
All right. Take care.